Today, before we get into the video, I want to address a comment first. What is up, you guys? Happy Wednesday. If this is the first time that you're stopping on one of my videos, welcome. My name is Kira, and today's video we are talking what's for dinner. So I think I have maybe 13 or 14 or something dinners and clips to talk about with you guys today. But the last time I shared one of these videos, I got a comment that kind of stayed with me, and I wanted to address it this time. So someone said, hey, I really love the food that you prepare and the ideas that you have for recipes, but I find your style of what's for dinner is boring, and I would love to see you actually preparing the food. So I feel the need to apologize because I really enjoy sharing these videos. You guys love to see my grocery hauls and my meal plans, and you always want to know what I'm cooking. So I feel like I want to share with you what the finished product looked like. But especially now with karate and piano and all the after school activities like dance, there's no way I could come home and prepare dinner for my family and set the camera up and change angles and really put out the video kind of content that I enjoy and still be able to put dinner out at a reasonable time for my family. It just wouldn't happen unless I did like crock pot recipes all of the time and did it while the kids were at school. There just isn't a way to do that, and I truly love food photography. After we wrote our first cookbook, I loved the recipes, but I was just kind of underwhelmed with the photos. But then in the last cookbook that we just put out, which if you guys do not have it, you need to click that link in the description box because it is a holiday cookbook. So now is the time to scoop that up because it has recipes for all of this time of year, especially Halloween coming up and then Christmas right behind it. So you need to go and get on that. But in that cookbook, I really got to explore food photography, and with every photo, I liked one better than the next one, and that went for both Vanessa and I, like her photos and mine. I was really proud of them. So I apologize if these videos appear to be a little lackluster, but I love to take beautiful pictures of the food that I make, that I serve my family, and then give you guys a walkthrough of what I've cooked or point you in the direction of a full cooking video or a link or whatever it is that you need to recreate it yourself. But that's the best way that I can put it out for me to be able to still share with you guys what I love. So I'm going to take you down to my counter in my kitchen, and I'm going to share with you guys a bunch of dinners that I prepared for my family of 6. So I think I needed to start off with this clip first because this is probably one of the photos that I am most proud of. I'm glad that Madison got to see it in person instead of just on Zoom. But this was a platter, like a little charcuterie board that I had made to bring to Vanessa's house for Madison's little bridal shower. And I was trying something new, which ended up working. So I don't know if you can see, but there's one down in the bottom left corner and then 2 up towards the top, but those are meat roses. So the one at the bottom was made with salami, and then the top 2 are made with pepperoni. If you guys want to see that, go ahead and go follow me on Instagram. Maybe I'll do a little reel or something, or share with you guys how I do that. And if you don't have Instagram, comment down below and let me know that you don't have an Instagram, and maybe I'll try and work it into a video. But it was really easy to make those, but look how beautiful that they are, and they complemented the platter so well. And I did some of the unexpected cheddar from Trader Joe's. We have a cucumber, pepper. There's a bunch of different other kinds of sliced cheeses. There's hummus, there's broccoli, there's various different crackers, there's celery, there's little cherub tomatoes, there's pieces of carrots. I did the little pumpkin, like cranberry crisps that I got from Trader Joe's. That's a bunch of mixed nuts from Costco. I took some parsley and like shoved it down in all of the empty spots so it looked pretty. And then Vanessa went ahead and made dip. She made the ranch, what does she call it? Fiesta Ranch. That's what it is. It's by Hidden Valley. It's a packet. It's just like a taco-y kind of seasoning ranch. And she just mixed that up with sour cream, and we put that in the center. But we had so much other food that we didn't even take a picture of. This was just one that I snagged. But between decorating and just chit-chatting and, you know, enjoying each other's company, I didn't get to take anything else, but I did take this, and I had to share it with you guys because I was super proud of how it came out. All right, you got to promise me that you're not going to laugh, okay? Because these are spaghetti tacos. And yes, they are exactly what it looks like. They are toasted up corn, crunchy taco shells. It's the stand-in stuff with homemade spaghetti and then my meat sauce mixed in. But if you guys have any kids that grew up like in the early 2000s, like Jacob did, and watched iCarly, her brother Spencer used to make spaghetti tacos. And when Jake used to watch iCarly, he thought it was the coolest thing that they ate spaghetti tacos. And I thought that was so bizarre. And he made me make it, and he literally loved it. And oddly enough, Daryl liked it too. This is actually Jake's plate. I'm not like super fond of it. It is good, but it's like almost like making your spaghetti crunchy. You don't really taste the corn shell, especially if you have a nice hearty meaty sauce. Like Jake layered a lot more sauce on after I took the picture. But one of the things about Jake's sensory is he really likes a crunch to a lot of things. And so he says, like with the meat sauce and the spaghetti, it just tastes like mom's spaghetti, but the taco shell gave it a really, really nice crunch. So I don't know. I ate something else that night. I'm not even sure what it was, but Jake wanted me to share this because it's something that he truly enjoys. And if you ever want to do something fun with your kids or get them to try something new, I mean, you only live once, right? YOLO. Might as well go ahead and try yourself some spaghetti tacos. So I think I've mentioned this in a bunch of my like meal planning and grocery haul videos and stuff, that as soon as the fall, so to say, starts to creep around the corner, I get all the Thanksgiving feels. And so I like to do like little mini mock Thanksgiving dinners, which is what you see here, except I did it with a whole chicken. I get like the 2-pack of large whole chickens from Costco, and sometimes I'll throw it in my rotisserie. But this was one that I baked in the oven with my sausage stuffing recipe stuffed on the inside. So if you guys like sausage stuffing, I have the easiest, most simplest, but best sausage stuffing recipe, and we are coming into that season, so I'll link that video up above for you. My potatoes don't look that great, but yes, mom's plate is reheated because I never get to eat hot food on time, so that is my potatoes reheated. But I have mashed potatoes with homemade chicken gravy and then some cranberry sauce on the side. It just makes me want like the green bean casserole and all the goods. Like, I'm super excited for Thanksgiving, you guys. It is right around the corner. It is one of my favorite holidays because I love all the goodies. All right, so this was kind of like a mishmash meal that I threw together, but I had gotten these cheese tortellini. I think I got them from either Aldi or Trader Joe's. I had 4 packages in the pantry, and Daryl and Jacob really wanted Alfredo. So I made an Alfredo with the tortellini, which ended up being so much. I couldn't even believe the 4 packages grew that big. We had so much leftovers. Normally, Daryl likes chicken in his Alfredo, but I forgot that they were chicken stuffed. So I made a bunch of those chicken nuggets on the side, thinking he'd want to like mix it in. Normally I don't do breaded chicken like that. I just didn't have any other chicken, like a grilled chicken or rotisserie, to throw in it. So I did that on the side, but none of us really ate it like mixed in. We just had a little bit of chicken on the side. I made the garlic knots that I got from Aldi, and then just a bagged salad. Yes, my Alfredo doesn't look the greatest because, like I mentioned, mom eats reheated food. So that is my reheated Alfredo. It never looks as good as creamy as it is when it first comes out of the plate, but that was still a good meal. All right, this was probably one of my favorite, hands down, throughout this entire video, because those are sabrette hot dogs, you guys. Do you hear it? I hear the applause, because I've been waiting for these sabrette hot dogs for so long, and then I found them at Sprouts. I, as much as I love bread and stuff, do not normally like a hot dog with bread. I feel like I don't really get to enjoy the flavor of all the things that I like on my hot dog. So I would prefer to eat a hot dog with the goodies, like I just have it on a plate. If you're getting it from like a hot dog truck or something like that on Long Island, you're kind of forced to eat it in a bun. But being that I was home, I got to do it just the way I like it. So I have 2 sabrette hot dogs that, of course, were boiled on the stove because you have to have a dirty water dog. And then I have some queso cheese put on top of it. Usually it would be something like the Rico's cheddar, would be more like what you would find on a hot dog truck, but I have the queso on top, and then the sabrette marinated like pickled onions. Oh my goodness, it was just so delicious with a bag salad on the side. It was the dill pickle one. So that was such a great complement of flavors. Absolutely outstanding. Like that, like I said, I'm such a nerd, but that was probably one of my favorite meals out of this entire video. Something else that I rock all the time is nachos. We do a lot of Tex-Mex kind of meals on a Tuesday, but I'm just not really one for a taco. Again, I don't really like all of the bread stuff, so I'm not really one for like a tortilla. Like it's too much for me. I end up peeling it all away and just eating the goods on the inside. You know, even my chicken roll-ups, that's a house favorite. I don't eat it when I make it for everyone. I take the guts on the inside of that tortilla and I put it on top of nachos. This is what my life game changer Tex-Mex is. Throw me some crunchy chips. I guess I'm kind of like Jake too. I like the crunch. So give me some crunchy chips and then all of the stuff on top. I'll take it all. The meats, the cheeses, the pico de gallo, the cilantro, the sour cream, the lettuce, the tomatoes, the olives. I will take it all. Like throw it all on top. The beans, go crazy. The more you want to throw on, the better. I'll take it. But I am like the ultimate loaded nachos person. So I know your next Tex-Mex night, that's what you're eating because that looked bomb, right? This was like another one of those simple meals. I wish I would have done a veggie. I don't always make veggies as much as I should because half my family doesn't eat it. I love it. I could probably, I can't say it could be vegetarian, but I really could have a lot more of my diet be consumed by just vegetables because we love all of them. At least me and Maya do. Jake's like in the middle and then everybody else is just not a fan. But this was still really, really good. Just a quick comfort food meal on a night where we had like dance or karate or something. But this is those country fried steak, like already prepared patties. I think I got them from Sam's Club and it came with that white gravy packet right on the inside, like the sawmill gravy. So good. I just made some mashed potatoes, threw a little bit of the gravy on the potatoes, the chicken, and we called it a day. Super simple. When I bought these, you guys filled the comments saying that they were really delicious, and they really were good. Not as good as Cracker Barrel, but it was pretty darn close. So now the next meal is something I'm excited to share with you because I always forget to snap a picture on a football Sunday when we do football food because I don't normally make a plate. I just like pick while I'm walking around and doing other things. But this day I happened to snap a picture and I was glad that I did. So on this day, I pulled together, I always do, just random stuff. So this day we had some of the coconut shrimp. I had originally bought that for the first time that Madison was coming. So I made that. And then we had those little tiny hot dogs that we wrapped in some biscuits that we had here, either Pillsbury or Great Value, something like that. And then we had ham and Swiss cheese left over. And so I had some King's Hawaiian rolls. I layered the ham and Swiss on top, and then I melted some butter and I chopped up some onions and I put a little bit of Worcestershire sauce into the butter with the onions and put some sesame seeds in it, mixed it up and poured it on top of those King Hawaiian rolls with the ham and Swiss and baked it in the oven so they were warm and gooey, and that was delicious. And then I also had gotten some fresh pot stickers from H-E-B and I went ahead and made those. But usually we do this with like chips and some cheese and crackers and pepperoni, but this is like what a typical Sunday looks like for us when we do like our picky football food. So burgers are probably something that is huge in our house because everybody usually loves a good burger, especially Mason. He leads the pack. He would eat a burger probably hands down every day. I'm not really one for as much ground beef as they could all eat, but Mason could do a burger every day. And sometimes I'll do it without a bun. This particular day we had good seeded buns that I had gotten from the Dollar Tree, so we just went all in. So that is a stuffed burger. I think I stuffed it with blue cheese and bacon, and it has lettuce, tomato, and then let me know what you guys like sauce wise on your burger. I love the, quote unquote, like the mac sauce. So I love the concept of mayo and ketchup. I guess I could kind of eliminate the relish rather, but really essentially mac sauce is like Thousand Island dressing, which is relish, ketchup, and mayo. But just the combination of the ketchup and mayo on top of my burger is the bomb. I have those sweet and spicy pickles from Costco and some tater tots. Boom, call it dinner. All right, so pasta. And Penne al vodka is another one of those like hands down, everybody votes for it kind of thing. I do like it. It's not my favorite kind of pasta because, believe it or not, I'm not a red sauce person. I love pasta, but I would really rather eat macaroni and ragout. Like if I had a choice, I like, or you guys usually say ricotta cheese, but I like to mix that with a little bit of hot pasta water and some salt and pepper. That is literally it, almost making that an Alfredo. That's my favorite on top of pasta. I could do Alfredo too, but it has to be like fresh and hot. Like that plate you guys saw before where I said I microwaved my tortellini Alfredo, it wasn't as good as it could have been because that sauce wasn't hot and creamy the way that it should be. So if it's not hot and creamy, I kind of stay away from it. And usually my penne al vodka, I'm not all about, unless again it's fresh, hot out of the pan. It has that heavy whipping cream folded in, so it's light and fluffy. It's more on the pink side. But either way, everybody who eats my penne al vodka, they absolutely love it. They always request it. So this is the penne al vodka with a little bit of that sourdough bread, that shelf-stable bread I get from Costco, warmed in the oven with a little bit of butter, and then a side Caesar salad. I think this is actually what was left over from when I brought Vanessa meals when she had COVID. I made penne al vodka, and that was one of the meals. So that was a really, really good. And then this was a second one of those meals that I made. This was a new recipe called French onion pork chops. And it was super easy, and you bake it in the oven and then it was like done. So I put the pork chops down and then I used French onion dip, and you just cover all of the pork chops with French onion dip, and then you cover it with the crushed up like fried onions that you would do on top of a green bean casserole, and then you bake it in the oven. And the French onion dip made the pork chops so tender because it like seeped down into it and it made it juicy and it gave it all of the onion flavor. But then again, back to that crunch factor, that like fried onions made a nice crunchy layer up top. And then we served it that day with broccoli and that creamy Parmesan garlic orzo. I wish that video wasn't so old. Like a lot of my best cooking videos I shared when I first started my channel, and some of them are just a hot mess and they're not as composed as I put them together now. So sometimes I hate linking that video. So I feel like guiding you guys towards just skip all of the intros and get down to the beat of the recipe because, you know, like I said, they're all such a hot mess. But that Parmesan creamy garlic orzo is top notch. I'll link the video, but I mean, just skip all the other stuff and get to the recipe because it is just, it's so, so good. So speaking of ham and cheese, whenever I get like cold cuts for lunches, I only make lunch meat sandwiches once a week. And if the guys don't take any sandwiches and I only make them for the kids once a week, I always have leftovers. So I try and incorporate that in a meal so I don't throw it away. So my leftover ham I used for chicken cordon bleu one night, and I used that mixed cheese that I got from Sprouts, the Lucadeli cheese. That was it was provolone, fontina, Asiago, and Parmesan, those four together. And so I just put out a nice thin chicken cutlet, put a piece of ham in, threw that cheese down in the middle, rolled it up, and then dunked it in some egg and rolled it in some panko breadcrumbs. Sometimes people do like a cordon bleu sauce that goes on the top. I don't think that kind of heavy sauce is really needed. If you have a good flavorful ham and cheese, if you season your breadcrumbs right, the ham and the cheese all kind of melt on the inside. It makes the chicken moist, and then you don't need a sauce on top. I did make mashed potatoes this night also, and I picked up a bunch of potatoes and we needed to use them. So we probably had mashed potatoes once a week over the last month, which isn't too typical. And then we also just did a salad, and I put some sunflower seeds on top, and it was super, super good. So love the cordon bleu, the mashed potatoes, salad, yum, yum, yum. All right, this is like almost live time for you guys because this was Monday. This was my birthday dinner. It might not look so appetizing, but for me it was pretty good. Actually, I was a little disappointed with the lamb from Sprouts, but this was supposed to be my birthday dinner, but because we were going to go out on my birthday, I moved this up to Monday. So these are lamb chops that I seasoned with olive oil and some garlic, some Parmesan cheese, some fresh parsley on both sides, and then threw it into the oven. And they seemed really tender when they came out, but they actually were quite tough. And I can't blame that on the way that I cooked it. It's really more that the meat itself was kind of veiny and gamey, and it was quite expensive from Sprouts, but that was seriously, besides like the shaved lamb meat that comes in a gyro kit sold in either Trader Joe's or Costco or something. I've never seen lamb here. So I enjoyed the flavor, like chewing on it and stuff, but I just didn't really feel like it was super tender. But those are the packaged potatoes that I got from Costco, and those were amazing. Roasted in the oven. We had some sour cream on the side and applesauce, and I did the best to replicate the meal that I really, really love. But I have to say, I was a little underwhelmed with the lamb. So lastly, you guys, we have actually arrived at yesterday, which was my birthday, and this was my birthday dinner. So like I said, we planned to go to Topgolf, but when I called to make reservations yesterday, they were like, yeah, no way, Kira. It's half price Tuesdays. You're not getting a reservation today. So we pushed it off. Hopefully we'll go tomorrow. Otherwise, we had nothing planned for dinner, and it was my 40th birthday. And so we were like, all right, we have to improvise. And so I love two things. I either love a really good steak with some coconut shrimp or a good fried chicken, like a good crispy chicken wing dunked in my own kind of sauce or something dry. I love it. So there's a new wing place that opened up around the corner from us, and Daryl said, hey, let's try there. So that's what we did. I ended up getting some crispy chicken wings. It came with curly fries. I dunked my curly fries in Chick-fil-A sauce, and then I made my own dipping sauce, you guys. Mayo, sour cream, ranch seasoning, and crumbled blue cheese. It's like blue cheese and ranch had a baby. It was so super delicious. I just couldn't complain. It was the best birthday dinner I possibly could ask for if we weren't going out, because it was crispy chicken and potatoes. I mean, how could you go wrong? Taters are life. All right, you guys. So there are dogs barking and kids laughing because it is the end of the day and everybody's coming home from school and families are coming home, and it is almost time for me to go ahead and start prepping dinner for my family. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, go ahead and give it a huge thumbs up. If you have any questions about any of the recipes I prepared with you guys today, make sure you check it out in the description box below. Otherwise, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.